Hello? Oh! Ah! Does it work? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Whoa! Hello. Oh my gosh, no, I was yapping to silence. Well, I'm glad that my moving model entertained you for a solid, like, how long was it? How long was it? For a solid, like, 11 minutes. Hello, welcome back. Hello. So what happened was somehow in my OBS, the settings had like excluded my mic. my OBS had excluded my mic, so yeah, like that's why it was not picking up any audio. I'm back. I am back. Sorry, welcome back to the SCP stream. I was saying. Oh, it was me talking to myself, and I was like, wow, no one's laughing at my really bad gacha laugh. That's insane. I was muted. This is the first time it ever happened to me. I had to open the like actual settings in my OBS and then go down to like the audio capture, and it said no device was selected. And I was like, what? So I had to choose my microphone. Oh my gosh, I was yapping to myself. I was saying, welcome back, chat. I'm Ruuna Starbright. I'm a fallen star from the constellation of Aries. Yay! Good timing. I'm glad. My voice might be slightly raspier today. I was saying because I did not sleep well because I stayed up grinding for my gacha game. My gacha games. I have like a crippling gacha game addiction. Just in terms of I will grind for those like free pools, right? So last night I was like, let's use up all the energy for my game, and you know, like make sure it can recharge before I wake up again. So I checked it, and then I checked the events tab, and all the events had like 6 hours left. I was like, oh my god, I have 6 hours to grind like half of the event for like 2 separate games. Yeah, oh my gosh, I do that. I have 2 monitors, right? So I have one monitor playing a YouTube stream. I'm usually watching other VTubers stream, and then I have like a PC gacha game on my other screen, and on my phone I have another gacha game. And like, I think the worst was when I had 6 different gacha games installed on my phone and other gacha games installed on my PC. So doing the dailies for that was insane. But yeah, I won the pool for one of my games, but one of the other ones, I was like, oh, I'm finally gonna hit like soft pity. So, you know, hopefully I get the character I pull. It's a 5-star. It's a 5-star. Like the moment I pulled my first temple, it's a 5-star. I was like, yay! I lose the 50-50. It was a face I never wanted to see again. But I lost my 50-50. So now I have to grind so much to get my waifu before the event ends, you know. You have only one gacha game, the Bleach one! There's a Bleach gacha game? Now that sounds like a very fun game to play. I know there's that time I reincarnated as a slime gacha game, which I don't know, I'm kind of tempted. It's like a really, yeah, I don't know, something about like the mindless grind, just it's like yoga to me. It's really relaxing. So yeah, I really like playing those. I'm actually thinking of streaming some of the gacha games I play, not like constantly, but like there's some events that I want to do that like I have put up for ages because I'm like, oh, this is gonna take so long. So maybe I'll stream those. Maybe I'll stream those. I also fix my camera so it's more pointed at me. So hopefully when I drink tea it doesn't like bug out. Yesterday during the Angels of Death stream, it was so bugged out. My motto was like, drink tea and then it would like contortionist. You're like some mega demon, you know? Oh yeah. Well, I don't think I signed up for Fire by the end, but I don't think Togami was here. Yesterday during my what was supposed to be my Echoes of Wisdom stream. I opened my Switch. I don't know, I have been having like audio scuff for the past 2 days. It's really strange, but I plugged in my Switch, everything's fine. I'm like, okay, I've streamed this game before, like it should totally be fine if I just start, right? My Switch audio does not pick up at all on my OBS. I'm like, shoot. Like, I came here to meet the sexy fish people of the Zora domain, and I can't even get my game to like be heard by myself or the stream. I spent like 40 minutes trying to fix it, and I was like, okay, like there's no way I can do this. So I ended up playing episode 2 of Angels of Death, where I still met a sexy sadist lady who wanted to punish me via death, by the way. So I ended up doing that instead yesterday. Yeah. And but then I like ended my stream and I opened OBS, right, again to see what the issue was. Guess what? The issue was life hates me. Yeah, you're always here for the SCP reading. Yeah, I love SCP reading. It's more niche, but I feel like it's really in my niche, so I really enjoy doing it. But yeah, as it turns out, there was like no issue that I could find that was wrong with my game capture card. It was literally just because I don't know, something happened with OBS. It might have bugged out or something. So I think the restart fixed it. But I was so mad. I was so mad. Like, I spent 40 minutes trying to fix this, and you're telling me that there was no issue. So that's why we restarted OBS today. Not that the OBS was the problem today. It was my mic connection. But yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm confused. I had a call with my friend last night as well. I was playing a game with my friends and my mic was plugged in because they were talking to me. Like, I don't remember unplugging my mic. I don't remember unplugging it at all. I wonder, huh? It's the ghost in my room. It's the ghost in my room. I have no idea why. So strange. Anyway, SCP reading time. SCP reading time. Today we are going to be reading about a clown, a cup, and a abyssal monster. So that will respectively be SCP 993, 198, and 1128. So lots of 9s and 8s today. I guess they really ate my nuts. But the links to these SCPs are in my YouTube description if you want to check it out. Okay, let's hop to it. This one. Oh, wait. Oh, let me pull up my sexy filters. Boom, scary, and boom, my clipboard. Okay, so the first one is SCP-993. As you can see, he's a clown. If you look up the image on Google Images, etc., there are sexier clowns that are scarier. But for the sake of not using like any AI art or like any art that is owned by other people, we're gonna take this funky guy instead from the SCP website. He's less sexy, but hey, like you got Pennywise, it's fine. We can take a not so sexy clown for once. Don't want to get clipped like last time, hey. Hey, you know, next time I show like a controversial hear me out on screen, I'll tell you why it's controversial first, okay? It's fine. But honestly, I can't help you if the first thing you say when the image pop up is wood. That's all you. Oh, Togami, if I ever play Mortuary's Assistant, you should come to the stream. I think you'll enjoy lots of the lots of the assets there, you know. Alright. Oh, Drink some water first before we start. Here we go again. Okay. So, this is SCP, and its object class is safe. This image I have on the screen here is a still image from an episode of SCP-993, Bubble Clown's Kitchen. Wait, Bubble's Kitchen Surprise! Bubble's Kitchen Surprise. He's so happy with his little knife and little jazz hands. But I don't know if I'm happy this time reading about him. Special containment procedures. Any broadcasts of SCP-993 are to be intercepted as detailed in Protocol Upsilon Beta 3 and blocked from public viewing. All intercepted broadcasts are to be recorded and stored for future viewing. Any subjects used to view SCP-993 must be under the age of 10 and are to be doused with a Class A amnesiac after they have described the episode. Viewing of SCP-993 must be authorized by 3 Level 4 personnel. Description: SCP-993 is a children's television program entitled Bubble the Clown, which first began airing in Redacted in 19 Redacted. SCP-993 seems to have been made in the style of an educational cartoon, with the primary plot of most episodes being the titular character Bubble the Clown learning a new skill or activity. The program appears to have no supporting cast, and the settings of the program often changes between episodes. What are you saying? I like the assets. You'll find out. You'll find out. I just think there are lots of assets in mortar resistance that, you know, match with what you said in the clip. SCP-993's abnormalist properties become obvious when the program is viewed. Anyone watching aged 10 years or older will immediately fall unconscious when the program begins, and will remain incapacitated until the end of the program, later reporting a stabbing headache immediately before blacking out. Children under the age of 10 viewing SCP-993 later reported it teaches and advocates activities such as cannibalism, murder, torture, data expunged. These activities appears to become ingrained in the subject's minds. Repeated exposure to SCP-993 can result in permanent psychotic and schizophrenic symptoms. Episodes of SCP-993 are regularly broadcast from a currently unknown source, but since Redacted of 20 Redacted, all broadcasts have been successfully intercepted using Protocol Upsilon Beta 3 and blocked from public viewing. Okay, chat. It's not even video games that are making your kids violent, it's the cartoons. This is a slightly sexier version of Bubble the Clown. So, I have a log of different episodes that we have found during the Bubble the Clown broadcast. The first episode is Bubble's Kitchen Surprise, and the contents describe setting of episode is a stereotypical small American town. In the episode, Bubble the Clown appears to kidnap one of the town's citizens and takes him to his home. Once there, Bubble the Clown informs the viewer on how to prepare human flesh for consumption, then proceeds to skin, gut, and cook the citizen. Oh, what's SCP? Hello, Jack. So, SCP is kind of like a creepypasta or a horror story, and the SCP Foundation is meant to be a foundation that contains these abnormalities and monsters so that normal society isn't affected. In our world, SCP is kind of like a fandom or a site that's open for all writers and content creators to write their own horror stories, called SCPs. And it's SCP, you give them a designation number, and it's usually written in a kind of like scientific or like a report format that describes this monster or like haunted space, etc., haunted object. And it's really interesting to read because usually we read horror stories from a like more narrative story-like perspective, but these are written in the form of reports. So I really enjoy reading them. We've done some on like haunted locations, haunted hotels, what else? Like undying monsters, creepy man-eating monsters, stairwells. It's really fun. Today, we're reading about Bubble the Clown. He's a cartoon series that have a bad influence on kids. So, the next episode title in the Bubble the Clown series is Bubble in the Big City. Settings of episode is a large American city, possibly New York. In the episode, Bubble the Clown instructs viewers on methods of lighting fires undetected, using resources such as mosquito coils. At the end of the episode, Bubble the Clown sets fire to a large building and leaves. The picture stays on the burning building for a further 3 minutes before the episode ends. Screams are audible during this time. I never knew I can set fire to something using a mosquito coil. Well. Episode title number 3 is Bubble's Sneaky Saturday. Setting of episode appears to be London, as the Elizabeth Tower housing Big Ben is visible. In the episode, Bubble the Clown silently stalks a woman for most of the episode. When she arrives at her home, Bubble the Clown attacks and kills her with a large butcher knife. At the end of the episode, Bubble the Clown details methods of remaining unseen in crowded places. The next episode title is Bubble Gets the Truth. In the setting of the episode, it appears to be a prisoner of war camp. Okay. In the episode, Bubble the Clown tortures a captured soldier, repeatedly asking him nonsensical questions. The soldier eventually appears to die of his wounds. Bubble the Clown then details to the viewer how to inflict painful but non-lethal injuries. Next episode is called Bubble Hates You. Settings of the episode appears to be a blank room. Bubble the Clown sits on a chair in the room, staring angrily at the viewer for a full 30 seconds, full 30 minutes of the video. Oh my gosh. I just go for 30 minutes. We can do a stream called Ruuna Frowning Stream. And the next Bubble the Clown. Ooh, last episode is titled Expletive You! Expletive You! Expletive You! The setting of the episode appears to be Site Redacted's video archive, where recordings of SCP-993 are stored. In the episode, Bubble the Clown angrily details methods of breaching containment for several SCPs. Bubble then details methods to murder researchers involved in its containment, showing detailed knowledge of their daily routines and habits. Notably, what appears to be an animated version of Dr. Redacted walks past Bubble halfway through the episode. A clock on the wall shows the time as Redacted PM. Dr. Redacted confirms that he was walking past SCP-993's archive at the time. That is the end of SCP-993. The sexy yet scary clown. Don't let him catch you on Christmas Day. Okay, the next SCP we have lined up today is SCP-198. Yes, it's a cup. World's scariest cup. It's SCP-198, otherwise known as the Cup of Joe, and it's let me see what the class is. Here we go. It's item SCP-198 and its object class is Euclid. So this image I have is SCP-198 in its current form. It is a container, it can transfigurate, and it is a liquid. So, yes, special containment procedures. SCP-198 is located in a secure room of Site Redacted, with armed guards posted outside to prevent any unauthorized access. SCP-198 is to be stored under 24-hour video surveillance in a sealed and locked case that is 0.5 meters cubed, and the key kept in a secure location accessible only to those personnel with Level 3 clearance and above. Under no circumstance are any Foundation personnel to handle SCP-198. All handling of SCP-198 is to be done via remote robotic means or by D-Class test subjects only. In light of Incident 198A and Incident 198B, Object Class has been elevated to Euclid and Containment Protocol 198 has been established. SCP-198's case must now be kept on a digital scale attached to an alarm system with redundant backups for power in its secure room. Any deviations in weight will indicate a breach, and site supervisors must immediately enact Containment Protocol 198 detailed below. Description: SCP-198 has taken numerous forms since coming into Foundation possession in 19 redacted. Since acquisition, SCP-198 has been observed to have dozens of different forms, including a styrofoam cup, redacted, brand, glass, beer bottle, redacted, and redacted-redacted brand aluminium soda cans. Coca-Cola? Oh my gosh! Coke? An oversized shot glass that read 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila fluor. A plastic water bottle with a redacted label partially peeled off, and data expunged. These forms always appear partially filled with expected liquid a vessel of that type would contain. Currently, SCP-198 appears to be an ordinary white porcelain coffee mug with blue vertical stripes evenly spaced around its exterior. There are no visible manufacturer markings or otherwise remarkable details about its appearance in its current form. The object has resisted all attempts at destruction or sampling for further analysis. When inactive, SCP-198 can hold the expected 240 mils or 8 FO Oz. I don't do American readings, I'm sorry. I'm uneducated. It's 240 mils. 8 Oz of liquid that any standard coffee mug would hold. Don't drink coffee, chat. You might drink an SCP instead. Abnormalized behavior does not manifest until a live human being grasps SCP-198 to hold it. Approximately 2 to 5 seconds after SCP is held, it will instantly bond itself through unknown, albeit painful means to the handler's hand or hands. Test subjects have reported the pain of bonding with SCP-198 as a searing or fiery sensation, though no heat can be detected by outside observers or instruments. The use of gloves or other barriers between the object and the hand does not prevent the bonding process so long as the subject can still grip SCP-198. Extensive testing has revealed that the bond appears to be at the molecular level. Molecular! 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 Oh. VTuber can't read. Haha! Haha, VTuber can't read! Well, hey. Extensive testing has revealed that the bond appears to be at the molecular level and is permanent until the death of its holder. To date, no means have been found to break the bond, including cutting or severing the fingers or hand of the holder, as any wounds below the wrist of the test subject heal instantaneously. Further proposed testing of the range of healing up the handler's arm is pending approval. Once bonded, any liquid inside SCP-198 will disappear and the container will inexplicably begin to fill from bottom up with a fluid or semi-solid material, stopping only once it reaches the top of the container. The liquid or semi-solid is different for each holder, but it has to date been a bodily fluid or human excretion in each test instance. Such instances have included human saliva, sweat, blood, bile, mucus, urine, feces, and data expunged, as well as combinations of 2 or more of these. Once SCP-198 has filled, the holder will undergo rapid dehydration or emaciation, dehydration or emaciation, becoming increasingly malnourished to the point of death, which usually occurs within 24 hours if nothing is done to prevent it. Ingestion of standard foods, liquids, or IV-supplied nutrients does nothing to reverse or slow this process. Testing has revealed that the only means by which the subject can gain nourishment is by consuming the contents of SCP-198. However, the constant rate of dehydration and emaciation remains the same, forcing the test subject to consume vast quantities of the excretions almost constantly to remain alive. As the contents are consumed, or, as is often the case, dumped out of the container, SCP-198 will continue to refill itself automatically. Test subjects have lasted as long as 70 hours by consuming the excretions before finally succumbing to exhaustion or refusing to consume any more of the contents, which invariably leads to death. Upon expiration of the handler, the bond with SCP-198 is broken and the object can once again be manipulated. In approximately 75% of test instances, SCP-198 will disappear once the bond is broken and reappear almost instantly on a nearby flat surface, seemingly with a preference for tables or shelves within the same room, or take on a new form. Approximately 90% of these reappearances of SCP-198 are within the general vicinity of the now deceased handler, but several times the object has been observed to appear in nearby containment rooms, observation rooms, and in one case, data expunged. Due to the catastrophic nature of that incident, extreme care is to be taken when in proximity to SCP-198's containment or testing room. Foundation personnel are urged to not bring with them any beverages or containers within 100 meters of SCP-198's containment room, even when the subject is not actively being researched. SCP-198 was acquired by the Foundation from an underground bunker in Redacted, Germany, after the bunker's accidental discovery by construction workers. Reports of strange activities and deaths among the construction company regarding this bunker brought the subject to Foundation attention. Agent Redacted, upon responding to the location, discovered several deceased and grossly emaciated corpses, both recent and some quite old. Unaware of the nature of the deaths or the SCP in question, Agent Redacted sealed off the area and awaited backup. It was then that the nature of the SCP object revealed itself as the agent mistakenly grabbed what appeared to be an unopened bottle of water from a table at the construction site. Backup arrived to find an extremely agitated Agent Redacted vomiting and struggling to remove from his hand a cup full of fresh data expunged. Agent Redacted later self-terminated during the location cleanup. Incident 198A. It's on the date of Redacted, of the month of Redacted in 20 Redacted. The location site is Redacted. Description: at approximately 2:15 p.m., researcher John Redacted, who was working in an observation room adjacent to SCP-198's containment room, reached for what he thought to be his thermos of iced tea, only to discover he was firmly bound to what appeared to be SCP-198. Immediately, researcher Redacted notified site supervisors who, upon inspection of the containment room 198, discovered that SCP-198 was indeed missing from its case. At least 3 months had passed since the last experiment had been conducted on SCP-198 without incident. Researcher Redacted was interviewed by site staff and was kept alive by consuming the contents of SCP-198 for 31 hours before finally refusing to drink the contents any longer. Incident 198B. It's again on the date of Redacted in 20 Redacted, at the location of site Redacted. The description says, at approximately 8 a.m., security guard Albert Redacted stopped to get a cup of coffee from a break room later determined to be located 3 floors underneath and 2 hallways over from SCP-198's containment room. The guard found himself bonded to SCP-198 when he attempted to grab a bottle of dairy creamer from the break room refrigerator. Once again, site supervisors were notified of a potential containment breach and discovered SCP-198's case to be empty. Guard Redacted was interviewed and chose to self-terminate rather than consume any of the contents of SCP-198. Immediately after Incident 198B, site supervisors determined that the object class should be raised to Euclid, and the Containment Protocol 198 was created to handle further containment breaches. Following I have a description of Containment Protocol 198. It says, Containment Protocol 198 is to be executed immediately by site supervisors after a containment breach of SCP-198 is detected. In the event that the alarm attached to SCP-198 scale is sounded, Site Redacted is to be locked down and all personnel are to immediately avoid any beverage containers and evacuate the facility until SCP-198 can be located and properly secured. For test logs, please see Experiment Log 198A. I do have that. Experiment Log 198A. Okay, this is the experiment log of Dr. Redacted on SCP-198, testing various manifestations of its abnormalist properties. Notes describe, testing on SCP-198 is to be done outside of its containment room, in a secure experimentation room. SCP-198 is to be placed via robotic means on a plane table in the center of the otherwise empty room. During experimentation, all Foundation personnel are to remotely observe either via surveillance camera or adjacent observation room behind a secure plexiglass window. At no time should any Foundation personnel enter the experimentation room while experiments are being conducted. Armed guards and cleanup crews will be posted outside of the experiment room and will not enter until the test subject has expired. Following is the experiment on 198A1 on a redacted date, and the procedure says, object is observed to have the form of a small glass of water. Class D personnel instructed to enter room and touch SCP-198 with his finger, but ordered to not hold or pick up the object. The results says no bonding takes place and Class D personnel is unaffected. Experiment 198A2 on a redacted date. Procedure: same Class D personnel is instructed to pick up SCP-198. Results: Class D personnel screams in surprise as the bonding process takes place. Test subject immediately begins to try and pry SCP-198 from his hand. Test subjects ordered to calm down and describe the contents of SCP-198. Dr. Redacted says, please describe the contents of the object in your hand. Test subject: what the beep is going on? I can't get it off. Liquid is seen spilling from SCP-198 as the test subject flails around. Dr. Redacted says, yes, we are aware of the situation. Please come down and describe the contents of the object with your hand. In your hand. Class D personnel is seen to cautiously sniff the contents of SCP-198. Test subject says, is that redacted? God, that's disgusting, man. He then stumbles slightly and falls to one knee at this point. Doc, I don't feel so good, man. Dr. Redacted says, please describe what you're feeling right now. Test subject says, I feel weak, tired, thirsty too. What's going on? Can I get some water, man? Dr. Redacted says, I'm sorry, I cannot do that, but perhaps the contents in your hand. Test subject says, are you, Redacted, kidding me? Man, no redacted way. Dr. Redacted says, suit yourself. Approximately 2 hours into the experiment, the test subject is observed to curse loudly before gulping down the contents of SCP-198. Test subject periodically drinks from SCP-198 until succumbing to exhaustion and expiring 29 hours into the experiment. Hello, Michal! Welcome back to the SCP reading. We're talking about a cup today. Mysterious drink and bonding cups. So, he expires 29 hours into the experiment. Subsequent autopsy determines the contents of the test subject's stomach to be mostly human urine. Yes, feel free to lag. Today's relaxing reading time. DNA profile on the urine came back inconclusive, with no known match in our database. Upon death of the test subject, SCP-198 unbonded, disappeared, and returned to the table in the form of a large, half-filled plastic pitcher of what appears to be ice and lemonade. Ew. Just made the connection between lemonade and urine. Ew. Kimoi. Okay. I'm gonna drink from what is a cup of not SCP-198. Ah, it's bonded to my hand! Ah! Okay. Following is a experiment 198A3. On the date of redacted. Procedure describes: Class D personnel instructed to enter room and don surgical gloves placed on the table next to SCP-198. Once the test subject is wearing the gloves, subject is instructed to pick up SCP-198, still in the lemonade pitcher form, and pour herself a glass. Results? Test subject is observed to use both hands to lift the pitcher to pour a drink. Once again, Class D personnel shouting surprise as the bonding process takes place, despite the gloves, and appears to have both hands bonded to SCP-198. Test subject is highly agitated and clearly in pain. Test subject says, "Ow, ow, 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 it burned me." Dr. Redacted says, "It will appear that both your hands are stuck to the container. Is that the case?" Test subject says, "Yeah, does it look like I'm not stuck?" They are visibly straining to pull their hands from SCP-198. Dr. Redacted then says, "Can you remove your hands from the gloves?" Test subject, "No, they're stuck to this damn thing." The test subject pauses mid-sentence and stares at the pitcher in her hands. Seconds later, test subject is seen vomiting violently and falling to her knees. A brownish, semi-solid mass spills onto the floor from SCP-198. Dr. Redacted, can you please describe the contents of the pitcher? Please. The test subject says, "Redacted! Redacted! Redacted!" The test subject continued vomiting for approximately 10 minutes before collapsing on the floor. Test subject became uncooperative at this point and would not respond to the researcher's request. Security guards are instructed to enter the experimentation room and terminate the test subject. Testing concluded that the substance in question was human feces. Again, the data profile of the substance was inconclusive and matchless in our database. Upon death of the test subject, SCP-198 unbonded and remained in its lemonade pitcher form, once again half-filled with what appeared to be lemonade and ice, but did not teleport back to the table surface. And that is the end of Experiment Log 198A. We are moving quite quickly today, and we're moving on to our last SCP of SCP-1128. This, I believe, is slightly longer than the other two we have, but, yeah, it is our Abyssal monster. Now, hear me out, but, like... Oh, let me close my window really quick. My neighbor's dog is, like, singing opera. I'll be back. Hello. I thought I was the only opera singer in my block, but apparently not. I'm a dog. Okay, this is SCP-1128. It's a Euclid class object, and special containment procedures describe written descriptions or imagery of the SCP-1128's appearance or video of the entities breaching. See Addendum 11283. Found outside the Foundation are to be destroyed, and Class C amnesiacs are to be administered to anyone exposed to such information or showing signs of SCP-1128 contamination. A written description of the entity's appearance is to be kept at site redacted for experimental purposes only and is not to be read by anyone other than D-Class used for testing. If exposed, staff are to report immediately for administration of Class C amnesiacs. Mobile Containment Force Kappa 12 have been assigned to intercept and redirect any and all water traffic that passes through the designated patrol area by any means necessary. See Addendum 11282. Description says, SCP-1128 is an entity that manifests as a massive aquatic predator. To anyone given a full description of the being's appearance through either spoken or written descriptions or visual depictions of the being. Persons infected by SCP-1128 will initially exhibit no abnormal behavior, though some cases show general aversion to activities involving bodily immersion in water, such as bathing or swimming. Should the subject ever be fully immersed in water, they will disappear completely under the surface of the water, regardless of the water's actual depth. In most cases, subjects will reappear moments later in a panicked state and frantically try to leave the water, while in some other cases the water will become polluted with blood and debris, confirmed to be the remains of the subjects. Subjects that have reappeared intact claim that they were transported to a vast ocean where they were pursued by SCP-1128. Interviews with these individuals carry some risks of further SCP-1128 contamination, as descriptions of the being's appearance trigger further infections. SCP-1128 infection can be treated with Class C amnesiacs, as it appears memory of the entity, or descriptions of it are required for its abnormalist properties to take effects. Addendum 11281. Testing with infected Class D. Class D D-Class. Testing with infected D-Class have shown that wireless communication devices function normally when used by submerged subjects affected by SCP-1128. See Interview 1128 redacted for details. Addendum 11282. Tracking devices affixed to Class D used in SCP-1128 experiments reveal that submerged subjects are transported to an area within the redacted ocean, not far from the coast of redacted. Further investigation of these coordinates reveal the area to be data expunged. Mobile Containment Force Kappa 12, Sea Devils, have been assigned to keep unauthorized seafaring vessels out of this area at all costs. Note: that's where we've been sending those D-Class? How does a short-range wireless communicator get such a clear signal from that far away? It is a note by Dr. S. Redacted. Finally, Addendum 11283 says, tests involving D1732, who have been used for repeated SCP-1128 testing without administration of amnesiacs, were shown to be able to encounter the entities in bodies of water normally insufficient for bodily immersion. This effect became more drastic over time, with D1732 developing progressively stronger hydrophobic tendencies, claiming to see SCP-1128 from outside almost any body of water encountered by the subject. On redacted days after initial exposure, D1732 was violently poured into a glass of water by redacted. No remains were recovered from the incident. Staff witnessing the events were found to be infected with SCP-1128 and administered Class C amnesiacs. Containment procedures were then updated to include videos and descriptions of this event, and testing involving extended infection of D-Class was terminated. Now, I'm going to go back to what was referenced in Addendum 11281, where it shows that wireless communication devices that were short range were still able to be used when class subjects were far away, and that is interview 1128 redacted. Lots of redacted here. So, the interviewed is D redacted, and the interviewer is Dr. S redacted. From this point onwards, I will refer to him as Dr. S. And I think I will refer to the D class as the D redacted as a D class. So forward, the D class was instructed to read from a small pamphlet describing SCP-1128's appearance, then was outfitted with the diving gear and lowered into a large tub of water via winch and cable. The D class's gear was outfitted with a wireless communication device allowed to allow contact between himself and Dr. S, and to test if the SCP had any effects on such devices. Interview has been edited to remove hazardous information pertaining to SCP-1128. Begin log. Dr. S says, D-Class, can you hear me? Over. D-Class says, I hear you, Doc. Damn, this thing is deep. It looks so tiny from the outside. Dr. S, how well is your reception? Over. D-Class, good enough, I guess. Kind of fuzzy, but not enough that I can't hear what you're saying. Dr. S, what is your current status? D-Class, right now, I'm just sinking to the bottom of... Is this the ocean? How the hell did you manage to fit an entire ocean inside a stinking bathtub? Dr. S, irrelevant, D-Class. What are your surroundings? D-Class says, I just said ocean, damn it. There's fish and everything. Don't you guys know what the hell's inside your own... Oof. Dr. S, D-Class, what happened? D-Class, I'm fine. I just hit bottom. Looks like I'm landing in a patch of seaweed or something. Dr. S, what are your surroundings? Seaweed mostly. Wait a second. It gets thinner to my right. Looks like there might be a drop-off that way. Should I go take a look? Dr. S says, you may proceed. D-Class, okay. And grunts audibly. Damn, the suit's heavy. It's hard to move in this thing. Hey, is this thing soundproof? I hope my talking isn't scaring off any... Oh my god! Dr. S, D-Class, respond. What is your status? D-Class is panting audibly. I'm okay. I don't think it saw me. Damn, I think I pissed myself. Dr. S, what happened? What did you see? D-Class says, scariest damn thing I've ever seen. Some kind of big ass... Description redacted. Wait a second. That's the thing from that stupid booklet you gave me, isn't it? Dr. S, affirmative. Please refrain from describing it any further. What is it doing? D-Class, nothing right now. It's just swimming along. I think it's got something in its mouth. Is that a whale? Holy crap, it is. It's eating a whale. Oh god, look at those teeth. Dr. S says to the assistant, I think we're done here. Pull him out now. And says to D-Class, thank you for your cooperation. We're bringing you up now. D-Class, and now he swallowed it. Damn, it's gonna haunt my dreams. Wait, it stopped moving. I think it sees me. Oh god, it's looking right at me. It's headed this way. Oh god, help me. Dr. S says, get him out of there right now. The D-Class is hysterical, spouting gibberish when feed cuts to static. End of log. Closing statement. Winch was retracted at full speed when the cable went taut, wrestling the winch from its mounting. Cable then went slack and water became polluted with the blood confirmed to be that of D-Class. No further remains or equipment were recovered. Interview log and relevant documents were edited for vectors, and all staff present were treated with Class C amnesiacs. finally, I have experiment log 1128 that details most of the findings of this SCP. So, experiment log 1128A1 on a redacted date, and the procedure says, "Oh, welcome back, Togami. We are just in the experiment log of 1128. Yeah, scary abyssal sea monster." So, procedure. D-Class Explodes 21128 was outfitted with diving gear and communication device, then lowered into tub of water. The result is what we described in interview 1128 redacted. Experiment log 1128A2 on a redacted date. Procedure says, D-Class explodes to SCP-1128 and equipped with scuba gear, placed into a standard protective shark cage and lowered into water. Result: no response for approximately redacted seconds, then line went taut and was severed at a point beneath the water. Remains of D-Class as well as jagged steel fragments, presumably remnants of the cage, surfaced shortly after. Experiment log 1128A3 on a redacted date. The procedure is the same as above, but in this time, the cage was treated with SCP redacted to increase durability. Results: same as above, no remains surfaced. Notes: redacted hours later, MCF Sea Devils reported finding an intact shark cage floating beneath the surface patrol area near one of their vessels. Item was retrieved and confirmed to match the description of cage used in experiment 1128A3. The cage was undamaged but bore traces of human DNA and feces of indeterminate origin. No further remains of D-Class was found. Experiment log 1128A4. It's on a redacted date, and the procedure says, exposed D-Class equipped with diving gear and armed with redacted for use against hostile organisms. Unlike previous tests, subject was also equipped with a live feed video camera attached to his helmet. The result says, video feed shows weapon was ineffective against SCP-1128, appearing to only enrage the creature rather than harm it considerably or drive it away. Feed was lost when D-Class was devoured. Staff involved treated with amnesia following transcription of video feed. The final experiment log is 1128A5 on a redacted date. The procedure says, exposed D-Class equipped with protective environment suit and video feed lowered into a vat of redacted to test SCP-1128 manifestation in liquids rather than water. Substance chosen for its low density, allowing free movement similar to walking in open air. The result says, D-Class recovered without incidents, and the liquid did not trigger SCP-1128's effect. Note: okay, you might be safe from the thing in liquids rather than water, but that probably won't help you much unless you intend to drink and bathe in exotic chemicals for the rest of your life, which probably would get a lot shorter if you try that. It's a note by Dr. Redacted. Oh, I see. So that is the end of the experiment log of 1128. Yay! Oh, wow. Okay, and that is all the SCPs I have prepared for today. It's a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter than last week's, but that's interesting to read. Yeah. Okay, well, short stream for today. I do have something to yap about, just a little thing. So I'll move to the chatting screen for now. Oh, I'm so dark. Good read. I'm glad. I'm glad. I hope you enjoy the new world of the SCPs. They're like some really famous and nostalgic SCPs I want to read in the future. One about dragons And what's so interesting about that SCP is that usually SCPs are really scary and everything, but the dragons one is meant to bring you to tears. Yeah. Um, amnesia, amnesiatics. It's like, you know, it's a medicine administered to like make you forget a part of your memory. You know, like amnesia, like amnesia. So, basically, a lot of SCPs in the SCP world, they can infect you through exposure. So yeah, you can get infected by the SCP simply by knowing details of it, or like yeah, like even seeing it. Yeah, it was a new word for me too. I think I got more fluid in reading after I started doing these SCP readings. In the beginning, it was really a struggle for me because you know, like there's so many big words and the way they phrase things was like very like long and not how you'd say it in like normal daily speaking, right? So yeah, I learned a lot of new stuff. It has been really fun actually. But yeah, so to prevent yourself from exposure, you have to like forget that memory. So they administer a class C amnesiac. Yeah, amnesiatic? I don't know. Amnesiac is the person. There was one SCP reading we did a while ago, but it's the Shy Guy SCP. What was it? Shy Guy SCP. SCP-096. So that SCP-096 is a humanoid SCP. Kind of looks like what was it? You know the monster from Until Dawn? The Wendigo? It kind of looks like a Wendigo. And it's really scared of like being seen, right? So essentially, if you see a photograph of SCP-096, like it will go into a fit of rage and like will charge at you no matter where you are at in the world, and will like destroy everything in its path to get to you. And only until you die would this SCP-096 become docile again. And there was a record of this guy who like just went hiking and he took a photo of the mountains, right? But the SCP-096 was a single pixel in the background, and he had the photo hanging on his wall like completely fine for like years. For years, until one day he was looking closer, and I don't think he even registered that it was a SCP-096, but he saw the pixel, and then the SCP-096 went after him and he died. So yeah, lots of interesting SCPs that are effective only when perceived. Cannot visualize. Do I have... Yeah, I don't... Do I have a picture of SCP-096? Not gonna lie, I like download the picture of the SCPs onto... Oh, here we go! It was my thumbnail as well! It was my thumbnail! I can show you. But... yeah, so I download these pictures of the SCP for my streams, and then afterwards, I delete it. I delete it because I don't know if I'm superstitious or something. I'm like scared that like, oh, what if I perceive the SCP? Wait, I can show you. The SCP-096 is George. Okay, it's this guy. This is SCP-096. He's a shy guy. He's just a little man who's not wanting his photos to be taken. Oh, I do think though, I believe it says that illustrations of SCP-096 are completely fine. Like, you can look at the illustrations, it's fine. That was creepy! Yeah, it is! It's super creepy! Recently I've been doing SCP readings where you get less creepy images. I think we had a chance with Bubble the Clown, but yeah, like I didn't have a scary image that wasn't AI, so... What age of people? I think like it's all age range. All age range. SCP has been around for a while now. There's some young people reading it, some older people. It really just depends on who likes that niche of like horror stories written in researcher format. Yeah, and like there are lots of people writing SCPs as well. Like it's actually really interesting because I thought it was like a really popular thing, but it's really one of those things that's like if you know, you know, and then like if you don't, it's like a whole new world for you. Yeah, like anyone can read SCPs. I will just say some of the images are kind of creepy though. I had another image of this SCP who can traverse through surfaces and had like corrosive liquids on his body, and he was like really scary. And I remember I was looking up SCP pictures late night, you know, and it scared me so much. Yeah, kind of technical, kind of technical. Yeah. I have to admit I got into creepypastas. And then later on I got into SCPs. There's an SCP on IKEA that I've read as well, which is really fun. I think oh, for Christmas, I believe there is a Mariah Carey SCP. I wanted to read that for Christmas. I didn't study science. Actually, I'm like the furthest away from a person who studies science. I'm actually more in the creative fields in my studies, but I have read a lot of like research papers and medical papers in my free time. I've read so many medical papers. And oh my gosh. Oh, here's a word of advice. If you're going to read medical papers, especially if it's in regards to anything that has like, you know, surgery or like bodily parts, etc, etc, set your screen to black and white mode. Yeah, like set your screen to black and white mode, because medical papers will have lots of like photographs to document like a certain instance, right? So it's like really, really, really gory. It can be really, really gory. And they won't put a warning or anything because, you know, it's a medical paper. Like, it's kind of, it's not really seen as gore rather than just like, it's just a research source, yeah? So like set your screen to black and white. Otherwise you'll get jump scared. No, not x-ray. Like for example, if they're gonna show like a part of a surgery, right? They're like, oh, they will just show someone like the cut up open section of the body, and it's like red and slimy and bloody and stuff. Like, it's really common. And like there's some parts that you never want to see flipped open that are flipped open. You know, so yeah, like you'll see a lot of interesting things in medical papers as well. And I remember there were times where I was eating, right? I'm eating my food like, and then I'm reading medical papers and like and then I see some stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh. But that's why I have a really strong stomach now. I can watch like really gory movies, like super gory movies, and I'll be like eating my chips. Yum, 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 yum. No problem. And I think even one day I went out with my friend to watch a movie, and he was like, how can you eat this? Like, this guy's getting his spine ripped out, you know? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm used to it. But I promise you, put me in a horror game. Put me in a horror game where I am the one in control. I'm gonna be so scared. I'm gonna be so scared. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this SCP-996 out of my screen. Scary. Scary, scary. Oh, I have so many like scarier, gorier games lined up as well. But I'm so scared to play them. I'm so scared to play them. I think I might even ask a friend to come over to my place to be moral support. No gaming stream. Gaming stream I think would be next week. Next week, the unskippable cutscene of my life that has been happening over the past 3 weeks would be over, so I can stream for a lot longer. So yeah, generally Thursdays are for SCP readings because Thursday is usually my last stream of the week, where we kind of just relax and like end the week on a nice note. That being said though, I'm thinking of doing a makeup stream tomorrow, because we didn't get to play the Zelda game. We'll see. We'll see if I need to confirm some plans that I have for tomorrow. If I don't, I will do a stream tomorrow, probably at around 11 AEDT, to do some Zelda game. My break, so usually I stream from Monday to Thursday. Monday to Thursday, sometimes on Friday. Monday to Wednesday will be games. Thursday will be SCP readings. And on Fridays I may stream, depending. And then Saturday, Sunday is my break. So next week I will be streaming long term. I want to finish Angels of Death by next week. So I'll probably do a marathon stream where we finish the last 2 episodes. That is the Pixel RPG game that I've been really enjoying. And hopefully we'll finish the Zelda game by next week as well. Do a marathon of Wukong. Yeah, I'll be doing a marathon of Wukong tomorrow as well. So, I mean, not tomorrow. Next week, next week. Yeah. But, the week after, I will be going on a break. I will be on a break from the 22nd until the 1st of December. But then after that, I will be back. So, yeah, we'll make up for some stuff next week. Anyways, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for coming to my SCP stream. It was a bit short today, but I hope you have a relaxing time with some scary stories. So, yeah, come miss a marathon. Yeah, we're gonna marathon next week. Might even wake up a bit earlier to marathon more games. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I will... Oh, actually, I just got a message from my friend. Am I gonna have plans tomorrow? What are they saying? Oh, okay. Oh, should I stream tomorrow? I need to leave the house by 2. So... I might stream tomorrow. I want to finish playing the Zelda game tomorrow. If the Zelda game breaks, we'll play Wukong. Alright, then I'll set up the thumbnail for tomorrow and I'll see you guys. If you're dropping by tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.